More niggas, they grabbed up, smacked up, asked her, where the Mickey D's at? And she didn't know, but Lil Whopper Jr. didn't know that she didn't know. He couldn't let food for thought go through his phone that said, call your man, phone rings, hello? Hey, McDonald, we still ain't got our cash yet. By the way, we got your sweet and sour sauce here. We suggest you tell us what a stash at before we use that something to blast at. McDonald laughed at her, said, kill her. That girl retarded. I'm sitting on golden arches. You would never get inside my register. But Lil Mama didn't take long for what happened to register. Phone closed. Pop, 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 pop. She screamed with her mouth closed. Screamed with her eyes closed. Her body was leaking hot. See, she was seeing McDouble. Ketchup bled from her nose. She died holding her stomach. Died too soon. Sometimes the price you pay for biting off more than you can chew is becoming fast food. What's that? I believe everyone was eager to learn. After the first performance I gave, there was a certain level of attention, a certain level of respect. Everything I was giving them, they were receptive to. All the students basically caught on to what I was saying, even though it was a lot of things that I felt were complex, a lot of things that I didn't get at that age, they're starting to catch on to as far as replacement techniques in writing, as far as metaphors and similes, incorporating that into writing, thinking outside of the box when writing creatively. The second day was probably the best for me because I got to teach English, so something that's less creative, but they were still receptive. At the end of the workshop, they were able to answer questions about what I taught, and even remember what a conceit was from the first workshop. So far it's been great. I feel like once you talk to them how they would like to be talked to, they have no problem doing anything that you ask them to do, even if it's outside of their ability or they believe it's outside of their ability. So it's been great. Everybody's had some form of violence where you either lost a loved one or you know of someone who lost a loved one. But those aren't the things we like to remember, right? We like to remember the good times. Like you said, the reason why your scale dropped was because you couldn't get to the parties, right? You don't want to remember those bad parts, and that's what the plan is, right? That is a systemized process. It's called desensitization. I can't even pronounce it right now. Desensitization, right? You're preaching to the choir. We all heard it before. We all know what you want to do. We want to stop the violence. We don't want people to die. I don't want to die. I don't want you to die. I don't want her to die. We know that already. But when you have somebody that can write it, where you feel it, that's a whole different area. That's a whole different arena. If I could write a poem that can make you stand up and tell your mom, I want to do something about the violence in Chicago, that's a whole different arena than just talking to you. I can say, man, I lost 14 people in 2 years. But then I could write a poem about that. We all dislike Zimmerman, basically. Right. Is that what we have? Yeah. Is anybody here not dislike Zimmerman? All dislike them. Okay, so when you write a sentence about something you dislike, would you say it's appropriate to replace that with Zimmerman?
Yeah, it's in your world. Yeah.
Exactly. So since nobody, this is the best thing about writing. I could be a lawyer, but as a lawyer, I enter the same realm as everybody else. As a writer, your life is unique to you. And as I said to you, your life experiences is what you directly transcribe into art. So art is literally one of the few things in this world that no one can ever take from you, because no one has the exact same life as you. So while being hungry may be a struggle for you, it may not be a struggle for somebody else. Inner city violence in Chicago is not a struggle for somebody who lives in Schaumburg, right? But at the same time, you respect their story because their life is unique to them, right? So when you write these stories, try to use your life, like use your experiences. It's things you know about that other people don't know about. It's things that happen to you that other people don't know about.
I like that. I like the everything. It made me feel like we ain't kids anymore, because like everything, like everybody else that we be with, we be into strange music, doing some flat jaw stuff, all that.
It's like age level.
Like this ain't right. We just sitting down and really like talking about what's going on and stuff like that.
This type of work is important because one, you are present. You're present before them, and you get to show them that there are people like them who have overcome a lot of the same obstacles that they're going through now. And then aside from that, you get a chance to basically be young again. And I feel like I'm their age, but at the same time, they understand that I'm mentoring them in a sense, and they are, giving me that leeway, that leverage, that opening to insert some knowledge into them and then hold them accountable to carry it with them. A lot of people just like to talk about inner city youth from the outside and speculate and make assumptions and follow statistics, but when you're actually present, you see that they're just human beings, just same as the next kid, and all they really want to do is have the opportunity to see different routes. So that's why the work is important for me. Good. Okay, China, see what you got. Ask you number 2.
The name of it is Why. Why was 2013 so crazy? Why did I bury 3 brothers? I know they say that you're not supposed to ask God why, but of course my question is why? Why? Why did 9/11/13 have to happen? Why my brother Tony had to be outside that day? Why? Why did I have to get that phone call that night? Just why? I keep asking myself over and over again, why? Just why? And I want to know why, so I'm waiting on that answer.
Okay. Hold on.
You was
Think about.
It's like you been crying about real.
I
swear to God, I'm like, I hope you.
Think about what you did. And think about how you could do it better. Now, anybody got any feedback for it?
No crying. No, but it was like
it made you actually feel
like
it made you
Yeah.
you was passionate in what you was saying.
Right. She writing something she said. Okay. Anybody?
Don't
else?
cry, sure you gonna even cry.
Anything else?
think about something crazy.
The only thing I would say is that just slow down.
Exactly.
Because like
That's what I was gonna say.
it's perfect, and all we need to do is just feel with you.
Right.
And don't be afraid to cry.
Yeah,
because
don't be afraid to
it's
cry,
real, and that's an emotion. And people need to, like, you feel, and we are gonna feel with you. We're not gonna be like, I'm crying. I mean, we're probably gonna cry with you.
We need now what you
You
want
might
to do
have
is,
I just feel
because this is emotional. What you want to do is you want to say it and you want to pause, right? For 2 reasons. One, you want to maintain composure, right? And I'm not saying it's always necessary to be composed. It's perfectly fine. Brea can attest at our show. Our friend Ben broke down in the middle of his piece because he was performing in front of his parents for the first time. And he couldn't finish it. Like, he was stumbling through his words. Like, you couldn't tell what he was saying. That's how hard he was crying while he was performing. Nobody judged him. Nobody laughed at him. Like, it was silence because everybody felt that. So when you say why? You know what I mean? Let that sit on us, because the more you say it, it's been put in our head. We're like, man, why? We want to know why now.
Right. What's she talking about?
So when you say it, just pace yourself. Let your emotions come through. Let them settle. Let your emotions come through. Let them settle. Right? Just pace it.
All right.
So do it a second time.
Do it again?
Yeah. 3 times.
3 times.
I'm already cried.
Okay, it's okay.
That's good. I'm really good acting.
Come on.
Okay.
And you don't have to move your hands either. If you
Okay.
feel it, do it.
Anthony at the door. Why? Why was 2013 so crazy? Why? Why did I have to bury 3 brothers? Can't do it.
No, you got it, China.
You can do it. You can do it. There's nothing stopping you but you. You got it. It's okay not to be composed.
Just breathe.
It's perfectly fine. We all think you can do it, so that means you're the only person who think you can.
I know they say you're not supposed to ask God why. But why? Why?
You got it? You got it? You got it. Don't let it stop you. Just let it out.
Why did 9/11/13 have to happen? Why did my brother Tony have to be outside that day? Why? Why I had to get that phone call? Just why? And I continue to ask myself why. I know it's wrong for wanting to know why, but why? Just why?
Good.
Like, it's my job as the director to make sure that you get at your full potential and to have that show on screen. So, but you guys are going to be doing the work. I'm just helping you. I'm like your coach, just coaching you along.
So, just an example, now keep that. When I kind of do my poems, you can say anything, but you have to kind of make it in a tone where the story makes sense. So, for example, one of my pieces, I start off, I remember those golden worry-free Saturdays. So, when I think of that line, that's a happy moment for me. So I'm going to project it in a happy tone, and my gestures are kind of going to insinuate me being happy, I remember those long worry-free Saturdays, and my tone is going to be a little bit higher, it's not a sad tone. So I want you to, what type of tone? You from a 312 where bullets whiz through. That doesn't sound really happy to me. I feel like...
I understand what she said.
You understand what I'm saying?
It like...
I know you trying
Yeah, so
I can do it.
yeah, he's gonna go real quick, but I just want you to understand that to me, from an audience perspective, when I hear that feels like a very aggressive story. From that first line, you're setting the image. Like from that moment, we going to Rosa King Drive, we're trying to visualize your setting. This street is dark. Now you done added another element. It's not just a street, now it's a dark street. You have schools by it. Now we see a street with a school by it, where people catch the bus. Now we envisioning a bus coming down the street with people, waiting to get on the bus or getting on the bus at that moment. You have a good smell. Now it throws in another sense. Now we're smelling or waiting to see what we're going to smell. And then you say Subway and Dunkin' Donuts. Now we thinking sandwiches and donuts. So you're setting a picture, you're setting a tone, you're doing everything. So that needs to come from your voice. We can hear that from the words, but it's going to help with the tone of your voice. You can do, I don't know where the pause at. Or I can pause like
Rose and King Drive. This street is dark. You have two schools by it where people catch the bus. Goes to the mall across the street. You have a good smell, Subway and Dunkin' Donuts. At night, you have teens acting wild, fighting, cursing, gangbanging, playing loud music, and just being disrespectful. You see in the door selling things by the schools, kids running around. You have followers on this corner, and you see teens shooting for no reason in the morning. While the baby's trying to go to school, like I say, the baby's trying to go to school.
Niggas want to be fools.
From the way until my son rap.
When I make it, how they was on the phone before that happened, how we studied here, and then this day, you know what I'm saying, what made that happen? Well, how you want to frame it, you can say,
We was actually pulling out the class.
No, I just wrote down what she told me.
It was a sub. They was wild and kids.
Ain't nothing really happened.
They gonna beat up on us.
I done been to a lot of cities, but it's only one unique. Walk through these streets of Chicago, I can feel the death right beneath my feet. Robbing, stealing, killing, just about let his pair of sneaks.
That was good.
See?
From 39th Rose, born and raised in the Adapee Wells. Every day I saw wretched women, and their weave was always still. Running through a field full of rocks. Got crack kids out in the morning, always selling socks. That's it.
So everybody has their own way to prepare. So just kind of get yourself together before you start. I'm like a bomb. Blowing up on you, lying, discriminating on you, foreign nouns. I'm the higher power looking down on you, asking, where you from? I'm a catastrophe, marking up your paper and finding every missing apostrophe. I'm taking over underdeveloped rhymes, just like I take over underdeveloped nations. I'm a tsunami, Tragedy all around me, but since I have the most money, power, and respect, I don't give a damn if you don't get what's left. You better get what you can get. I'm pounding on every alphabet just like the Nazis pounding on Jews. I say either join us or die. You know there's power in numbers, so I know we can't lose. So if I whip up on you haters, then I know the rest of our lives and the lives of generations to come will also be made. So now I'm whipping on you verbs just like they whipped on slaves. I'm powerful. I'm all the alphabets combined, as big as all the numbers added up times 2, meaning I'm twice as big as infinity and that much times as big as you. I am America, and everything we stand for goes against these words we've made special for you. Words we've twisted and turned around in every way we could just to make them special for you. But we still call the foreigners foreign, and we've took more than words we beaten there with more than verbs. See, verbs are action words. We come into your space and suck you dry for everything you're worth. Then we leave your nations to die, promising to come back later and help just like the kids do when they sing the end of the alphabet song, using alphabets to make the same words we hurt you with. Placing verbs in a chamber, loading nouns in full clips, typing up master plans and sending it through the World Wide Web, just hoping you have slow work connections. Then we know you'll get it a day later. Shooting up your minds with lies, filling up your lands with mines, and once you've done all you can do for this country, we just dump you off to the side. Separate you from your families and destroy all contact. Just as easy as we take out our smartphones and delete you from our contacts, using parentheses to separate our thoughts and placing underscores under bridges to walk as we continually turn to burn those same bridges down. We never hesitate to backslash other nations so that they never get the chance to escape. How are we supposed to be free when we still ain't free? With all these laws and lies and fines and always being subjected to who we ought to be, how are we supposed to be free? America is the epitome of a monopoly, but we could care less just as long as we get the most money, power, respect. That's that piece.